Welcome to Pink Caddy Garage.
Today we are going to replace one of the rear air struts for the Airmatic suspension on this 2017 Mercedes GLS450. This should be good for most cars of this era, maybe even the current ones, I'm not sure. Problem is, in the mornings, when you come out to the garage, on the passenger side, it looks like this. But on the driver's side, it looks correct, which looks like this. So that usually means one of your air struts or airbags is needing to be replaced. So let's go.
Let's go. So the first step is go to the engine bay. We're going to take the lid off the fuse box. You're going to look for a 40 amp orange fuse in the back right hand corner. Dad's going to pull the lock to the side. His choice is a pick, and then just pull that fuse right on out.
You want this fuse out because even though the ignition's off, the air suspension pump can activate, so you don't want that happening while you're in the middle of working on it. So we'll just move this off to the side.
Now we're going to take the wheel off. If you don't know how to take a wheel off, I guess you can follow me. Get on there. After you get all the lug bolts off, you need to lift the tire off, and guys, it's heavy. But not too heavy for me.
And there's what we're after. All right, so this is still going to be under some air pressure, so just be aware that you're going to have to relieve that pressure. The fitting's right here toward the inside. It is going to be a 10 millimeter. There's not much room to work. May have to go get a short 10 millimeter. We'll see. But you want to get on there and start loosening it. May be able to do it by hand in a minute here.
Let's find out.
Yeah, it's loose. Now don't look at it in case the air blows your head off. I mean, the eyeballs. See that? All right, so we've got air coming out now. So just before you take it all the way out, just let it deflate a little bit. You can feel it come out pretty good here. Not on the video, but I can.
We can hear it.
There you go. All right, move this off to the side. Now that that air pressure is off, this thing's loose on the bottom. So if you look here at this hole in the lower control arm, before the air pressure was off, that was bottom of that right there was flush, and it's pulled itself out of the hole, which is great. If it doesn't happen, you're going to have to pry it out with a pry bar, but usually they'll work themselves right out. All right, so we've lowered the car a little bit. The bottom is loose. The top's kind of jammed in there, so get a pry bar or something and put it in the gap and just give it a little pop. That'll take it right off.
Of course, Dad gave me the easy job, thanks Dad, of just taking this thing right out.
So you'll see the top of this has a rubber isolator. The new part is going to come with its own isolator, so don't forget to put that in. It's got little tabs that fit into these holes here, so that's all you got to worry about. That is the part number if you want to order something like original equipment, Bilstein, and I'll put a link in the description, and it's time to put this thing back in. Orient this toward the inside of the car like the old one was. Don't forget your new rubber pad isolator thingy there.
So technical.
We'll work it in, try to get that bottom in, and you're going to have to hand compress this a little bit to get it to clear the wheel well and other areas. Wow, that's so much harder than the old one. Maybe you use a crowbar. All right, I finally got this figured out. I mean, Ashley did.
That's right.
So squeeze this to get the air out much as you can. That will shrink it down a little. Keep this thing in place while you're struggling with it. Pop the bottom in. Feels like we're in the neighborhood for position.
The key is just to
and get it back on that white clip.
Relieve enough pressure to get it in, and then it's going to fill back up.
And it's going. You want to get it pretty squared in down here so that when it does inflate, it can slide down into position. There's a white retaining clip up top that when it popped out, a few of the little plastic pieces broke off of it, probably due to age. Did not come with the new one. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Pretty sure that happened on the other side as well. All right, I think we're in top and bottom. Now we're going to hook up that airline. So here is the airline fitting off of the new shock. It's, again, a 10 millimeter. I took this out. I'm not going to use it and try to make everything fit when we have a good one on our existing airline. Unless you know yours is bad, I suggest you do the same. It's just way easier. So it's gonna, let me move the light here. It's going to just go right in where the old one did. Get your 10 millimeter and snug that up, and then we'll move on to the next step. Just a quick side note. On Mercedes, they use, of course, lug bolts instead of lug nuts. And these tires and wheels, even though the wheels are aluminum, are really heavy. And you've got to try to get them on a little ring that's sticking out of the brake rotor. So they make these pilot pins that you can screw in and then lift the tire, put it on. It's still a beating, but it's way less of a beating than not having them. I'll put a link in if I find one. That's all.
That's all, folks.
After you get your tire on and the lug bolts retort, you can put this fuse in. Got to work it in past the little lock here. Once so, kind of wiggle it around till it drops in, and then you can lock it and then put your fuse cover box. Now it's very important at this point, but since you have one empty airbag, not to lower the car all the way down onto the suspension. So we've got it about a foot up in the air. So you need to use a scanner in scenario A. You can fill the airbags with your scanner. I'm using a Reconnecting, which I highly recommend if you have a newer car of almost any sort. But it has a suspension module, and you can go in there and do active test, fill suspension struts, and you can tell it which one you want. So we replaced the right rear, so we will do that. And it should be filling. If you do not have a scanner, or you have a car that's older than 2011, you can use the raise the car mode. Again, it needs to be up in the air a little bit, not resting on the bag, and that will fill the bags as well. Okay. So I neglected to show how to activate this, which Ashley again just figured out. Hit filling, and then you have to hit this button, and it filled up in about a second and a half. So now we're going to lower the car the rest of the way and see how she sits.
Well, at the end of this project, this is exactly the kind of spacing you want, not squatting low to the ground like we are.
I will put the links to everything we used here in the description if you need to get any of this stuff. Hopefully it's still going to be looking like this tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching.
See ya.